Hi, Chris Walker here. It's quite astonishing to find out that there are things called perennial questions. And perennial question is basically a question that sits inside the heart and soul of every single human being on earth. And every single human being on earth would love to answer these questions. These questions get asked over and over again, and they are the, let's say, the quintessential understanding of what is an ego. Why do people do what they do? What motivates people to stay? What motivates people to go? Why we get fear? Why we don't get fear? These four questions summarize everything, and the great thing to know is that the answers you get are never permanent, and so the answers are always a shifting target. And so that's why spiritual development and the Back on Track program and the cycle of growth, the evolve cycle that I've talked about in past, are so critical to take the things that nature delivers, which are challenges and chaos and hurts and disruptions, take those things and use them holistically, not just solve problems as if we get a problem here and we solve that problem, but really the question is, how do we evolve through challenge? How do we evolve through situations? So let me just go through the four questions now. Critically, the person with the most certainty of these four questions in any situation is the leader. Let's just go through them. Here's the model. This is the cross, the Christian cross, or the cross, and it basically says the top of the cross is as above. Why am I here? The second part of the cross is the vertical down into the earth. Who am I? The next part of the cross is the left side, which is the history. Where did I come from? And the right side is the mystery. Where am I going? So we can see in the four corners of this cross gratitude, presence, certainty, and love. And that's why those four words underpin the growth cycle of every human being. Let's turn to and look at it another way. We can look at it as a pyramid. Bottom left, where did I come from? Bottom right, who am I? Very grounding, very earthy statements about your operation and your existence in this lifetime. But there are more airy things. Why am I here and where am I going are more etheric. And so these are the ground bases and the second level of the pyramid. Let's talk a little bit quickly about it. Where did I come from? Well, you came from your parents, and if you can't get past judgment on your parents, criticism or questioning or judgment or saying that you don't like them or you do like them or you're infatuated or resentful, if you can't move past that, then you can't get to the PowerPoint that plugs you into the past behind your parents. So the judgment of the parents is the most important thing to move on from. Most importantly, to recognize that what you judge in your parents, you breed, attract, or become. You breed it in your children, attract it in a partner, or become it in yourself. So it's quite valuable to be able to stretch your history back beyond your parents, but you can't do it unless you actually come to an unconditional, loving place with your parents. And that's typically called a midlife crisis, around the age of 40 to 50 years old. The next question is, why am I here? Well, the answer to that question is forever changing, and it changes with age, because in the beginning it might be just to have fun. At the end of life, it's to leave an impact on the world, to leave a footprint, to dent the universe, to do something that's really important. So the seriousness of this question evolves over time. The third question, where am I going? And which is a vision quest. And you can say, well, I'm going to the Mukbar, or I'm going next year to achieve these goals, or I'm going to my grave eventually, or you can say I'm going back to the star stuff from which I came, and trace that journey back to today and see what your path ahead is. And the people who really create great things on this earth have immortal viewpoints. They don't have a mortal viewpoint. They say, I'm going to build this because I want it to stand the test of time and live beyond my life, like a Gates with the foundation, or like people who build buildings or schools or do something in the world that lasts longer than their life, because they want to leave an immortal impact. So where am I going is a very important question to place on yourself. The final question is, who am I? And this is grounding. This is a very important question, because we need to resolve and continually evolve this by going deeper and darker. And who am I gets pushed on you. It's almost like the art of depression, or the art of challenge, or the art of confrontation. Who am I? It almost gets peeled away. And in the Buddhism or in Zen, it basically says if you dig deep enough, you'll find you're not there, because the idea of a self is the idea of a construct. But that construct is still pretty important. So who am I, ego? Who am I, soul? Who am I in terms of what I do and what I deliver, and where I am, what my place is in the world? And those questions get answered by the dark side of your own life and the challenges that come to face you at work, at home, spiritually, mentally, socially, financially, etc. It's Chris Walker. Have a great day. Bye for now.